People have probably called you too quiet, too analytical, or even antisocial. But here's the strange part. Many psychologists believe those exact traits show up more often in people with unusually high cognitive ability. So today, we're running a 10-point diagnostic on how your brain actually works. Count how many of these you have. If you score more than 7, your brain may operate very differently from most people. Be honest with yourself. First question. Do crowded parties energize you, or do they completely drain your battery? Most people get a dopamine hit from constant small talk, but studies from the London School of Economics show that for high IQ individuals, frequent socializing actually decreases life satisfaction. If you prioritize deep work or solo reflection over hanging out, give yourself a point. Your brain isn't lonely, it's busy rendering complex ideas. Question 2. The internal monologue. Do you catch yourself narrating your day or debating yourself out loud? In the West, we joke that it's the first sign of madness. In neurobiology, it's called self-directed speech. It's a high-level cognitive tool used to organize working memory and sharpen focus. If you're your own most interesting conversation partner, point for you. Question 3. The I don't know trap. When someone asks you a massive question, is your first instinct to say, I don't know, or it depends? Low-intelligence individuals often fall for the Dunning-Kruger effect. They're too confident because they don't see the complexity. If you're comfortable admitting you don't have all the answers because you see the 50 shades of gray in every topic, that's a massive IQ green flag. Take a point. Question 4. The midnight oil. Are you a morning person, or do you do your best thinking when the rest of the world is asleep? Evolutionary researchers suggest that night owls tend to have higher cognitive flexibility. Staying awake late was historically a sign of adapting to non-traditional patterns. If your brain wakes up at 11 p.m., point. Question 5. The pattern recognition. Humor. Is your sense of humor described as dry, dark, or weird? Humor is essentially high-speed pattern recognition. To find something funny, your brain has to bridge two unrelated concepts in a split second. If you're the person laughing at the subtle irony while everyone else misses the joke, point. Question 6. The obsessive curiosity. Do you go down Wikipedia rabbit holes at 2 a.m.? If you can't just use a tool without wondering how the internal gears work or why the economy is shifting, your curiosity quotient is high. High IQ isn't about what you know, it's about the biological need to find out. Take a point. Question 7. Mental plasticity. How hard is it for you to say, I was wrong? High-intelligence people treat their beliefs like software. They're ready for an update. If you can drop a long-held opinion the moment you're presented with better data, you have high cognitive flexibility. Most people wrap their identity in being right. Geniuses wrap theirs in finding the truth. Point. Question 8. The observer effect. In a new group, are you the loudest person in the room, or are you the one leaning back, watching the vibes? High IQ individuals often use the first 20 minutes of any social interaction just to gather data. They're reading micro-expressions and power dynamics. If you're a social voyeur before you're a participant, point. Question 9. The overthinking tax. Do you spend an hour drafting a 2-sentence email because you're calculating every possible interpretation? This analytical paralysis is a side effect of a brain that can't stop modeling outcomes. It's exhausting, but it's a sign of a high-functioning simulation engine in your head. Point. Question 10 and the verdict. Final one. Do you find small talk physically painful, but could talk about the heat death of the universe or the future of AI for hours? High IQ brains crave substance. So, what's your score? 1 to 4, you're well-adjusted and socially fluent. 5 to 7, you're significantly above average. Likely the smartest person in the room. More often than not. 8 to 10, you're in the high cognitive bracket. Life probably feels a bit isolating sometimes, but your mental hardware is elite. Comment your score. I'm curious how many 8+ brains are watching this. Don't forget to sub if you want to understand the brain behind the person. See you in the next one.